Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into a massive hurdle for entrepreneurs everywhere: small business websites, and specifically, where to start. We're going to completely demystify how you can build a site that actually works and do it without stretching your budget or dragging out those timelines. Let's get right into it. But first, I got to ask you a question. Why do so many small business websites fail to actually get leads? I mean, it's incredibly frustrating, right? You invest in an expensive website, you share the link, and then absolute crickets. You're left just refreshing your spam folder, hoping a lead got lost in there. Well, the answer usually comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding of what a business website is actually supposed to do. And that brings us to our core thesis today. A website isn't just a digital art gallery for show. It is an active, working machine for converting interest into leads. So we really need to completely shift our focus away from just chasing pretty designs and move toward a pragmatic, conversion-focused strategy. To get there, we'll follow a highly effective 5-step roadmap. First, avoiding the website trap. Second, defining your purpose and audience. Third, choosing the right platform. Fourth, putting content before design. And finally, launch, measure, and improve. Following this exact framework is going to dramatically reduce the cost of your revisions and get you those first crucial leads so much faster.
All right, step 1, avoiding the website trap. This means starting with a clear plan, because jumping straight into design without a solid foundation is honestly one of the most common and expensive mistakes you can make.
Look, if you want to avoid dragging timelines and bleeding your budget dry, you absolutely must lock down a clear plan first. Before you ever even look at a color palette or pick out fonts, you need to answer 3 foundational questions. Why do you need the website? Who is it actually for? And how will you measure the results? Without a North Star guiding your decisions, your project is literally just going to drag on endlessly.
Which leads us perfectly into step 2. Define your purpose and audience. You really have to know your audience inside and out, because business logic must always dictate your technology.
Just think about the difference between vague goals and specific actions. Vague goals, like looking professional, are, nice, but they don't exactly pay the bills. You need desired actions, things like booking a service, purchasing a product, or requesting a commercial proposal. You have to formulate one main task you want visitors to take on their very first visit. Everything you design, like a big, bold submit a request button, needs to funnel the user straight toward that action. And here's the best part. Knowing your audience practically builds your site's structure for you. Once you define your customer profile, their industry, geography, their pain points, you can anticipate their pre-purchase questions. What's the time frame? What's the cost? Is there a warranty? Answering these questions directly dictates your course sitemap. For small business, this usually just means a homepage, services, maybe a portfolio, about us, reviews, and contact info. That's it. Don't start with dozens of complex sections. Just give them the exact answers they're looking for. Moving right along to step 3, choosing the right platform to perfectly fit your budget and your needs. Now, this choice completely demystifies the whole overwhelming tech landscape. You generally have 2 paths. First up, website builders. These are faster, cheaper, they allow for rapid content updates, and honestly, they're perfect for standard scenarios. Your second path is a content management system, or CMS, and custom development. These give you super flexible logic and specific features that are ideal for complex integrations, but they do require a bit more technical upkeep. The trick here is to pick the path that fits your actual scenario today, not where you think you might be 5 years from now. And hey, if you're short on time or budget, I want you to meet your new best friend, the Minimum Viable Version, or MVP. This is basically a streamlined site that solves your main problem and supports basic user flows. Notice the absolute simplicity of that sequence. A user arrives, they immediately understand what you do, and they contact you. Period. Get that basic flow working perfectly before you even think about building out a massive blog or expanding a huge catalog. All right, now we've reached step 4. Content before design, meaning you have to get your content ready before touching any design elements. This is where most people get it completely backward. A website wins not with a pretty picture, but with clarity. Think about that for a second. That is a massive paradigm shift. Gathering your texts, your images, and your policies has to happen before you touch a single layout. Compelling content is absolutely the key factor that speeds up your layout approvals and actually gets you to launch day. So here is your 4-step playbook for gathering that winning content. Step 1, write a brief positioning statement that actively responds to customer objections. Step 2, gather your high-quality assets, so your logo, team photos, and portfolio examples. Step 3, clarify your pricing benchmarks and secure those crucial client testimonials. And step 4, the one that honestly gets forgotten way too often, prepare your trust elements. Having your address, your data processing policies, and social links ready communicates trust right up front and makes the whole design phase an absolute breeze.
And finally, we've arrived at step 5, launch, measure, and improve. Don't wait for perfect. We are going to completely remove the pressure of a flawless launch right now. Right before you hit publish, just run through a rapid technical checklist. Ensure the site is mobile-friendly, that it loads quickly, and that your forms and buttons actually work. You'll also want to nail the basic SEO, stuff like unique titles and meta descriptions, but most importantly, relentlessly test the question-to-request flow. Seriously, grab a group of familiar clients or friends and ask them to navigate it. How many clicks does it actually take to contact you? Are the forms at all confusing? You want to ensure that path to contact is absolutely frictionless. Because the truth is, a successful website is never really finished. It evolves. Think of it like this. In week 1, you launch that streamlined MVP. By month 2, you might add a blog to drive a bit more growth. By month 3, maybe you're expanding catalogs or adding software integrations. From there, it's just an ongoing evolution driven by data. You look at your analytics, you rewrite key sections, update pricing, and constantly optimize the pages that are getting the most traffic.
So, to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final vital challenge. What is the single, undisputed action you want your customers to take today? Is it a phone call, a purchase? Figure out what that one goal is and stop at absolutely nothing to build your strategy around it. Thank you so much for joining me. Now go get those leads.